everybody. Many thanks, Dr. San Nicola, for inviting me to be in this course and share with you some of my thoughts concerning the management of late corneal ectasias following PK penetrating graft for keratoconus and other related diseases. This is also an overview of different cases of the junction ectasia elongation, the elongation due to the ectasia due to the elongation of the junction. There are several cases that you see, very especially on the lower meridians. This is an important increase in problems in places when there is the opportunity to have long follow-up of same cases of the same places where the procedure has been done. We have this opportunity with cases that have been done by my father and even by myself over 50 years old. And this is becoming an increasing problem. And this, for example, is one of the papers made in the Barraquer Clinic in Barcelona that explains exactly what I'm trying to say, that if they have the opportunity to see cases with a long follow-up. So there are two types, mainly two types. One is the progressive thinning of the recipient, but the most common one is the junction elongation ectasia that looks as a pellucid degeneration, as has been said by several authors. Here, for example, you see a case where there is both types. There is host thinning and as well as a junction thinning in the inferior part of the cornea. This is an interesting case that I operated in 1970 for penetrating graft for keratoconus. On the right side, you see the good matching of the recipient and the donor. But 41 years later, same patient, you see the photographs below, this patient had a junction elongation ectasia, 41 years later. This belongs to the same case, and you see the image of the real ectasia. One of the typical clinical features of this ectasia or of the junction is that you can see two lines, one superficial that represent the axial margin of the scar, and the other at the periphery that is on the deep margin of the scar. You see on the right side of the OCT exactly what we are seeing at the slit lamp. In a case that has been operated elsewhere with a small, well, let's say a small penetrating graft, it was 7.5, and we have the opportunity to see this ectasia, and we had the opportunity to have also the histology. And you see the oblique profile direction of the scar, exactly more or less what we see at the slit lamp. In a more detailed image, we see that the edge of the graft shows an oblique profile direction of the scar, and the Bowman layer is split axially. And there is also an absence of the Bowman. This is our first number of cases that we had 33 eyes of 28 patients, but month after month we are seeing new cases. And this is something astonishing. We haven't seen this since we started seeing this in quite a number of cases at the beginning of this century. Well, 17 eyes were submitted to the procedure we are trying to propose. Which are the treatments, the options of the treatment. One is a large graft, a large penetrating graft, but we know that this has some risk concerning the more tendency to rejections or another type of complication, and probably may need immunosuppression for life. We have tried, as other people also, large lamellar graft over the penetrating, but we have a new interface, and the visions are not so good. Junction reinforcement is a good procedure, but in our experience, there is a lot of relapses. And we are proposing what we call PALK, P-A-L-K, is peripheral anterior lamellar keratoplasty, a reconstructive procedure. But what it is most important is, because this is not very original, the technique we are proposing. What it is maybe original is that we have to preserve a clear graft, functional clear graft. So we can do something different, prevent this clear graft that has been working for so many years quite well. So the important feature is preservation of the previous healthy PK. These are the purposes. Preserve the original PK, thin lamellar resection from the ectatic area, thickness restoration adding tissue with a peripheral lamellar graft. That is the main idea, add tissue on the ectatic zone. Here you see one case the next day, then the same case some months afterwards, another one, and I don't know why that doesn't work with the slit lamp here. Something is happening. Well, you see that there are the two lines, one's in the ectatic zone in the filial part. These all belong to the same cases, different photographs. Another case, 12 months afterwards, you see the healthy central preview penetrating graft, and now we shall see, I don't know why it's not working, it's not working. I should have now, something has been changed. Okay. Sorry. No, one before. No, I have to go back. It's not working. Go back one more. This one. I have a video there. You do it. No? Well, okay, go ahead. Sorry. It will work perfectly. This is the video. My God. Well, sorry. No, it's not working. Well, this is the result of the video case that I cannot show it to you. I really, it's a pity. Well, but this is, you see how we have restored completely the periphery with this peripheral annular lamellar graft. In our experience, with up to 52 years follow-up, no case of late ectasia has been observed with large lamellar grafts, between 9.5 and 11 millimeters, large lamellar grafts. I insist on this. We started this in presenting the first World Colonial Congress in Washington in 1964, and the same year at the French Society in Paris. These are cases where you can see on your left, this patient had a lamellar in 64, and the same year, because he had a central opacity, a penetrating graft. And see, in this photograph belongs to last year. You see where there is the arrow. This is the scar of the previous lamellar. No ectasia. 64. The other eye of the same patient, when he has only a lamellar graft performed in 1970, and he's using a contact lens, but there is no late ectasia. This is both eyes of the same patient. On your left, a penetrating graft for keratoconus in 78. On your right, a lamellar graft, large lamellar graft with no ectasia, performed in 1970. Why this junction weakness? We speculate that the increasing observation of this late ectasia is related to the following surgical changes. Up to 1966, our suturing was mainly with 80 Barraquer virgin silk. Since 66, we start using a non-reactive material, nylon. And our first cases, when we start seeing this, belongs to that period of time. So with no doubt the healing may be slower and probably weaker. I don't intend to leave my 10 or 9 months. I only looking why this could happen. It seems that large lamellar grafts are excellent to prevent these late ectasias that might occur with conventional graft diameters, whether PK or DALK. We don't know with the actual DALK done on 8 millimeters if this is not going to have also late ectasias. We have always stressed on the need of a large lamellar graft, 10, 11, and this has no ectasia. And according to some of the ideas, mainly of Dua and some others, if you have a 8 millimeters graft, you cannot go over it to make a big bubble, but you have a risk of perforation. Well, large. Final message is the large DALK over 9 millimeters have no late ectasia. 52 years experience. Under 8.5, DALK might have late ectasia. Peripheral anterior lamellar keratoplasty is a reconstructed with preservation of the previous healthy PK. This is very important. It seems a rational procedure according to our 11 years experience with this technique. Junction weakness is the possible major risk factor of this ectasia. Non-reactive suture material, that's what we think, but it may be another reason. Well, I'm very sorry because I couldn't show you the video that showed perfectly well.